Hey guys, what's happening? So for this one, we're jumping back into Philip K. Johnson's Hulk series. And to no surprise, this one, it's really dark. But throughout the course of this, we get to see the fight between Hulk and Varcolac, the Wolf Lord. And we learn a bit more about what it means for Charlie to be wearing the godskin of Lycana. So with that said, if you need to get caught up on this story from the beginning, I got a link to the full playlist in the description. If you're enjoying these videos, do be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell up top to get all notifications. Alright, so coming back, this picks up right where we left off, with the Hulk standing toe-to-toe with Varcolac, the Wolf Lord. And I won't spend too much time getting into his history and all that, since we covered it in our last talk. But just as a quick reminder, Varcolac is the creation of Chthon, who dates back to when Chthon was doing experimentations with early humanity, and he came across the wild idea of merging man, wolf, and demon all into one. And he's extremely powerful, but even more powerful within his own dimension. You guys know how it goes. And in his dimension was like a hell for werewolves, as well as his victims, who are marked and sentenced to eternal torture. In his hell dimension, usually if someone goes there, they're not coming back. And we'll talk more about that later. But right now, with him returning to Earth, he's come for Charlie in the godskin. But also with Varcolac returning, he tells the Hulk that he's coming for all blood. So not just Charlie and the godskin of Lycana, but everyone's, and eventually the gods themselves. And so after stating his claim here, this dude just chomps down on the Hulk. And when he does, it's all kind of crunch noises. And for a moment, it's kind of like, man, okay, I guess that's it. It's time to go. But then it's followed by some cracking noises and Varcolac choking just before the Hulk tears his way out of this guy's neck, only to then climb up Varcolac's bottom lip like a God of War 3 QuickTime event. And it's pretty savage. But once again, keep in mind, this is Varcolac outside of his hell dimension, where he would be a lot more powerful and this fight would be a lot more difficult had this matchup been taking place there. And he still gets his hits in on the Hulk, so it's not all just one-sided. But for a moment here, we leave this fight and we hop over to Charlie, who's currently exchanging blows with Jack Russell, the werewolf by night, where in this case, even though Charlie attacked Jack as soon as he showed up, even though he just came to warn her about Varcolac coming after her since she's wearing the godskin of Lycana, on one hand you can look at this and say, like, why is she attacking him? Because Jack just showed up here and he's trying to help. But at the same time, you gotta look at it like I mentioned before, because for Charlie, she's always been weak. So now that she has this strength and this power, she wants to keep it. So at first when she sees Jack, she thinks he's like the skinwalkers who were chasing her before. She thinks he just wants to take the godskin from her and keep it for himself. And also when he shows up here speaking to her telepathically, she doesn't even realize that it's her power that's allowing him to speak to her in her mind, because they're linked by the blood of Lycana. So yeah, a lot of what's going on here, she doesn't even understand. So she's basically just reacting out of fear because she doesn't want to lose this power and become quote unquote weak again. So even when she tells Jack here that he just wants to take it from her, he's just like, take it from you? It's far too late for that, girl. Once Lycana takes you, you're hers until death. I'm not the one trying to kill you. So after that, things calm down a bit and she asks him, then why did you come here? So Jack tells her to warn you of the thing that's hunting you, Varcolac. Even if you and your companion manage to kill it, it's marked you now. It will never stop hunting you. So yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point you guys can see where this is going. And if not, that's okay, because it's going to get way more specific in a little bit. Because next, when we head back to the fight between Hulk and Varcolac, to where at this point the two of them are basically exchanging blows, at least until the Hulk turns things up a few notches here as he goes into his next QTE by way of tearing off Varcolac's jaw, only to then grab its tongue and slam the life out of him. And shortly after this, Charlie and Jack make their way over. And when they do, Jack tells Charlie that Varcolac is not dead. And it's kind of funny how when they show up here, Hulk is just like, remember you, dog man. And it's just like, dog man? Dude, that's mad disrespectful. But right here, Charlie just tells Hulk what Jack told her by way of their telepathic connection. So she's like, Hulk, be careful. The werewolf says that it's not dead. And Hulk's just like, head's broken, looks dead to me. And that's when the ground opens up, dropping the Hulk into Varcolac's hell dimension. So right away, Charlie tries to go after the Hulk, but Jack stops her and he's like, no, that's Varcolac's dimension. When the way closes, there's no way back. And really, it's after this where we get the explanation of how badly Charlie is screwed here. Because as the Hulk drops into Varcolac's hell dimension, It's here where he goes on to say, "Your blood is familiar, fractured son. I knew another of your kind. Lycana's new vessel is dear to you. Welcome to her eternity. All spawn of wolf and man are mine. Their blood is mine. Their souls are mine. For my offspring and prey, there is no death, only torment. The beast men, the scions of the Arcturus, the wolf lords of old, all who wear Lycana's skin are condemned to ride forever in my den of thorn and flame. Does this trouble you, fractured son, that such a fate awaits your mortal calf?" So essentially, when you put together what Varcolac is saying, and has been saying, together with what Jack has told Charlie, this tells us now that Charlie is wearing the god skin of Lycana, the only way for her to get out of it is death. And whenever that death may come, whether it be minutes from now, hours, days, weeks, years, however long it may be, it is now her fate to end up in the hell dimension of Varcolac. And that's the message that Jack Russell, the werewolf by night, was trying to get through to her. But it sinks in much quicker for the Hulk here, especially when he looks over and he sees Katie, the young girl who came to the Hulk back in issue 18 asking for his help, who's the same girl that we saw get lured in with her friend to the whole Skinwalker cult, only to see that friend killed in front of her. And it's the same girl who helped Charlie escape, which is what then led to her gruesome death when she tried to fight off the creatures who were chasing Charlie. So yeah, for the Hulk to see her here in torment, this is him seeing where Charlie's gonna eventually end up. But eventually Charlie swoops down and she grabs the Hulk so she can get him out of there before the doorway closes. And when she catches him, they start making their way up. But right here, the Hulk is asking Charlie what exactly did she hear, because he wants to know if she heard Varcolac and if she's aware of what her fate is gonna be. But Charlie's just more or less like, she didn't hear nothing, and who cares because they gotta get out of here. So the two of them continue to ascend, and they come across their obstacles along the way, and they eventually do make their way out. But as they leave, Varcolac tells them, "You and your cub will see my den again, fractured son, soon, and forever." And as you might imagine, even with them making it out just in the nick of time, there's this undertone of guilt that the Hulk is feeling right now, because he knows the fate that awaits Charlie, and it's all because she followed him. But of course Charlie, she's celebrating because she feels like they just escaped the clutches of hell. And Jack already knows that her story's not heading towards a happy ending, so he more or less tells her to take it easy with the celebration. So he goes on to tell her he's glad she's alive, for now, but he goes on to say, "I don't think I was of any real use here. I'm sorry for that." And that's when he leaves while saying, "Good luck, Lycana, quote unquote. I hope you outrun your fate for a long time." And so with hearing this, Charlie's just like, well, the creepy sign off, but whatever. And it's here where she tells the Hulk that she did hear Varcolac's voice down there, but she couldn't make out what he was saying. So she asked the Hulk, what did Varcolac tell him? But right here, Hulk is just like, nothing. Didn't say anything. And he just walks away. So yeah, from here, either Charlie's gonna put it together herself, or someone's gonna let her know. But there's also that possibility where, because Charlie has already died and been brought back, that was done in a way like we don't know the details on whether or not she's actually alive in the traditional sense, because back in issue 18, which was 3 issues ago, we just saw that the eldest brought her back. And I mean, there was a bit of this dream sequence before Charlie actually came back, but there was never a clear-cut explanation to say what the eldest did to bring her back. Because on the surface, you might assume because the eldest is the first skinwalker that she just brought Charlie back as a skinwalker. And that very may well be the case. But because she has the authority over so many other types of creatures and not just skinwalkers, there's really no safe assumption to be made this early on. But this creates a valid reason to be suspicious of how exactly Charlie was brought back, because if she made the agreement with Lycana when she was already technically dead, then it's possible that the circumstances may have left room for a loophole. But again, this is just me sharing my thoughts and speculation as we make our way through this, because you never know, it might be no way out and Charlie's doomed. The end. I'm sorry. But as it stands for the time being, we're just gonna have to wait and see. And so now real quick, I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you guys for all of your support. And for anyone who's new here, who wants more information on how to support the channel, I got a link below where you can go to patreon.com/dopespill. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll do it again on the next one. Alright, later.